everyone. Thanks for joining us on the United States Nationalist channel, YouTube channel. We're trying out this podcast and hopefully it works out. And today we want to talk about the subject of illegal immigration in America. I'm here with my buddy here, Edwin Hernandez, and we're going to talk about the illegal immigration in America and how they're gaining the right to vote, among other subjects. Eddie, you want to take it away?
Well, yeah, there's some certain topics about immigration in which I think there's so many things that affect the country as a nation. For example, it can be like wage effects or crime rates. There's also how many people stay in the country. Let's say if they overstay in their visas, or if they overstay just being in the country for the illegal way. So these are all the concerns that I'm thinking that.
Okay, well, what are like some of the negative influences legal immigration has to people personally?
Well, for one, people who want like a $15 minimum wage is how can they ask for it? How can they fight for it if they keep consistently having an illegal supply of labor? Like if companies are still trying to hire people from other countries without illegally, pretty much. And that's what's going on right there. That's why I see, like, how's that possible if you're trying to fight for a higher minimum wage, but companies keep on hiring illegal labor for more profits.
So these socialists and Democrats are basically fighting against their own interests when they fight for open borders and for all these other policies they're calling for, such as housing for all, a federal job for all, Medicare for all, healthcare for all. These things are going to be difficult to provide to the people with open borders whenever people can just come into our country whenever they want, from wherever they want, and use the services that we are offering because we're giving them to everybody. And one of the reasons we believe that Democrats and socialists will include illegal immigrants in these social services is because now they're giving them the opportunity to vote, as in San Francisco and other states. These people are given the right to vote in local elections, and I believe that only American citizens have the right to vote in American elections. But these illegal immigrants are coming into our country given the right to vote by Democrats and socialists, and now they're influencing our children's education system in some cities across America. What do you have to say about that, Eddie?
Yeah, and that's something is an attack on citizenship. Why get a citizenship if you can be an illegal immigrant or just a resident and vote? That's just now equalizing the playing field for citizens and non-citizens alike. It should be to where just citizens should be able to vote no matter what offices you run for. So even if people are saying it's just for school board elections, it doesn't matter. That's how it all begins, incrementally, small, step by step. It's like one of those situations you call give 1 inch, but they'll take a mile. So an attack on citizenship on any level is an attack overall. That's what I believe.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, because if citizens lose the right to vote, if the right to vote is given to just anybody, then why is it a special thing? Why it doesn't become special anymore? Citizens lose the right to have the power to influence their nation and the policies that influence their nation. They lose that power when that power is given to just anybody who can walk into our country. Just imagine if the left and Democrats are already complaining about Russians meddling in our elections. What would happen if we had open borders and given illegal immigrants the right to vote? Would Russians come into our country and start voting in our elections? Would the Chinese come into our country and vote in our elections and never become citizens to vote? They would be illegal immigrants working for the interests of their country, sent here as illegal immigrants to vote because we're giving those rights to anybody. That is real meddling in our elections. And yet they're complaining about Russia and Trump meddling in elections. This is outrageous. It is completely dumb, to put it simply. It's dumb, and it makes no sense whatsoever.
It is horrible, too. In addition to that, it's people who want to fight for healthcare. The left. We know the left, socialists and Democrats want to fight for healthcare. How can you have a stable healthcare system if you don't have a stable population? If you don't have a stable population of just citizens?
Exactly.
It won't make any complete sense. So that's also something that you have to not ignore. At least this is for the message to all the leftists there. How can you avoid immigration if you want to fight for healthcare.
Absolutely, and I agree with that completely. So it's easy to say that the left are completely delusional, considering everything that we're seeing, everything that they're supporting. And now this Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez lady and Bernie Sanders are working hand in hand to try to implement socialism in America. This is where the entire fight for illegal immigration coming into America is coming from. It stems from this socialist agenda to open up the borders of America and turn America into a socialist state, into a socialist nation. They want the American government to become socialist and to redistribute all the wealth to everyone. How is that going to happen? Where are they going to get the money from? They say the rich will pay for it. Well, guess what? The facts have found that even if you get 100% of the income from everybody who makes $1 million and more, you still would not have enough to pay for socialism. It makes no sense logically, but these people don't care about that. They're not living in reality. They're living in fantasy. They're living in this fantasy world where they believe that anything is possible because their parents told them so whenever they were children. Their parents told them anything is possible. You're special. You can accomplish anything. And they grow up with that mentality, and they don't face the facts when it hits them hard in the face. But U.S. nationalists are coming up and they're rising. They're starting to become more active in politics, and this is good. This is a very good thing, because the only way we're going to cure the sickness of socialism is with nationalism. Nationalism is the cure of socialism. It is the only way we're going to battle it.
I stand by that fact too, because nationalism is at the end of it all. Before you're Republican, Democrat, left, or right, you're a nationalist. If you believe in your nation, if you believe it should hold certain values, then you're a nationalist. You're in the end of it all nationalist. And any attack of it is coming from globalists or socialists or leftist people who don't believe in the country, who don't believe in any kind of nation.
Anybody who is against nationalism is basically against love for their country, love for America. If you're against U.S. nationalists and you're against U.S. Love for America, for USA, United States of America, and that's all U.S. nationalists are about, is for love. Love for God, love for family, love for country, and love for freedom. There is no hatred in here. We want freedom for all. It's not about race. It's not about color. It's not about religion. It's really just about believing that everyone has a right to determine the way they want to live their lives. And that everyone, even if you disagree with their opinions, should have the right to express their opinion. That's all it means to be a U.S. nationalist.
To be involved within that culture of love, to be involved to where we respect each other, and we have the idea that, yeah, sometimes we may disagree, but in the end of it all, we're still united under one country, under one flag. And that's the beauty of it. We can disagree, but we can still exist collectively.
Absolutely. And the reason I think we're losing these values of freedom, values of love for country and love for family, is because we're allowing illegal immigrants to come into our country and to flood our nation. And they don't just bring the clothes on their backs with them. What they bring are their values. What they bring are their culture. What they bring is their perspective on the world. And they are the ones calling for socialism, out there marching for open borders, marching for more benefits, more welfare, for more government services to be provided to them. They are the ones asking for this, while us U.S. nationalists are asking for a smaller government. We are asking for freedom. We are asking for a free market where people can grow and flourish, can live in prosperity and freedom. Everyone who is a U.S. nationalist should stand up against the socialist agenda. And this is the reason why immigration is growing rampant. It's because socialism is gaining a grip on U.S. politics. And we have to put an end to that. Now, this is a U.S. Nationalist YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning into our first podcast. Let us know what you think about what you heard. Like, subscribe, comment, do anything you can to spread the word. Thank you guys.